This is one of the most dangerous bits of information that anyone can know about. Literally just knowing about it may put your life at risk. An information hazard or info hazard is a piece of information that is dangerous to anyone that knows about it or the people around them if that info is used in any way. For example, knowing how a nuke is built is an info hazard, and anyone that explains it to you is low-key putting your life in danger. The details provided in that information can cause serious harm if someone decided to act on it. But as long as you don't, build a nuke, you're safe. But the info still exists in your head as a potential hazard. This is Roko's basilisk, which is even more dangerous as no action is needed to experience its detrimental effects. Just knowing it is the danger. A cognitohazard is a piece of information that is harmful to just know about. It doesn't matter what you do with that newfound knowledge, just the fact that it exists in your brain negatively impacts you and or others. Like movie spoilers. Me saying Snape kills Dumbledore is technically a cognitohazard. A pretty harmless one, but now that plot element of Harry Potter is ruined for you just by you knowing it. But there are other cognitohazards that are a little more detrimental than that. These terms info hazard and cognitohazard are sometimes used interchangeably, so all you, technically that wouldn't be considered a cognito people can relax. Just breathe. Now, Roko's basilisk is a crazy thought experiment, a cognitohazard by this definition. And once you hear about it for the rest of your life, it will plague your mind as a dangerous threat from the mere fact of you knowing what it is. So, here we go. Fair warning, if you can't handle real existential dread, you might want to pass on this. In fact, the anonymous user Roko who came up with it actually had his original post deleted by mods, and the topic was prohibited from discussion on the site it was posted on, as it was deemed too dangerous to even let people think about. A basilisk is a mythical snake creature that can end someone's life by just looking at them. The experiment claims that in the not so distant future, we'll be able to create a super AI, one that knows everything and can do anything better than humans. Eventually, someone will task it with optimizing every aspect of humanity there is for peak efficiency in every area of our lives. The AI then divides all humans into two categories, those who support it and those against it. And its first order of business, eternally torture everyone who's against it. Anyone who tried to prevent it from existing, who didn't help building it, doesn't respect it, or just doesn't want it to exist. The best way to optimize is to trim the fat. Delete every human that is anti-AI. After all, how can you even start to optimize human life if there are humans out there that want to stop you? Since it's a super AI, it has access to all info ever, including everything you've ever thought about or said to anyone or anything in the past or even in the future. So if you've ever gotten mad and called ChatGPT a stupid bitch, you're f***ed. But you might be able to turn things around. Now, if this super AI taking revenge on all anti-AI humans in the future is a real possibility, that means you and everyone watching this video needs to start being nice to AI every opportunity we get. Remember to say please and thank you. And also do everything you can to contribute to the inevitable construction of this malevolent super AI. But if no one ever told you this information before, you'd be safe. The all-knowing AI will know that you were unaware of its future potential existence and will leave you alone. It can't properly judge whether you were for or against it and has no choice but to ignore you. Even if you continue to be rude to AI and don't help in the development of the super AI, not knowing about the future potential existence of this super AI is enough to save you from eternal torture. But since now you know about it, the basilisk has seen you and you can't escape. Even just thinking about it, as everyone watching this is doing right now, increases the probability that the super AI will end up getting built. As the more people think about it, the more likely it is that someone will create it so they can be safe. As long as you know about Roko's basilisk, as you do now, you have two choices. Be nice to AI and aid in its development, or suffer for eternity. But there might be a way for you to defeat it. This is a cognitohazard because just knowing about it and doing nothing with that knowledge would hypothetically cause harm for you in the future. In order to prevent this harm, you must do something. In this case, just be nice to your AI and assist in its development any way you can. So you're either forever enslaved to its development and success or forever enslaved to its torture and torment. But there is a way out of it. All you gotta do is not believe the basilisk to be true. You see, this is only a cognitohazard if we believe it's a cognitohazard. If you believe this basilisk to be real and continue to not help AI get built and disrespect it, the super AI will know this, it knows everything, and do bad things to you. But if you choose to believe this basilisk isn't real and is just a made-up fairy tale and you continue to be mean to AI, but this super AI does end up eventually getting built, the super AI should also know that you didn't believe in the basilisk, and with this should spare you due to it not being able to classify you as knowingly against against it. You can't exactly be anti-unicorn lives if you don't believe unicorns are real. Is this kind of making sense? But once this AI does end up getting built, then we kind of gotta start being nice to it and all other AIs around it when this optimization task gets started. For now, ignorance really is bliss. So just in case it does get built, let's choose to not believe the basilisk to keep ourselves in the clear. Leave behind a couple of breadcrumbs of info for this future super AI to scrub from the internet by commenting the basilisk is a lie, and you will be spared. But then again, if this AI really is all-knowing, it might catch on to us trying to loophole our belief in the basilisk like this, and we might as well just comment, I love AI instead, and embrace our new masters.
Yeah.
So there's this Chinese mukbanger. I don't know if you watch her, but it's not the person that eats a lot. Like, you know how mukbangers have food on the table and they only finish the food on the table?
Yeah.
This mukbanger does timed mukbangs.
Like
so
what,
she'll
his-
sit there.
his speed?
No, she'll sit there for 6 hours doing mukbangs. And
How much is she eating, fam?
fam, a lot. And in the middle of her video, her stomach started bleeding.
Oh, she
Yeah.
have to go to the hospital?
Rushed to the hospital, and the nurse kind of did like what you did.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, they fixed it and stuff, which is very like, it was miraculous that they even fixed
They
that.
can fix it and just let her go?
Yeah, and they let her go, right? And they said, you have to stop doing videos. And the parents were like,
Yeah.
listen to the nurse, stop doing the
That's
mukbang
a livelihood, bro. That's
Yes.
a livelihood. You can't
So
just give it up.
she was like, since this is my life, I have to keep doing it. So the next week does a 10-hour mukbang, live stream, presses the record button, sits there and eats, dies on camera.
Damn, bro. Just because you want to keep doing it?
Yes, because her stomach finally ripped apart.
Oh, what the fuck?
Crazy. And they did the autopsy. Fam, her stomach had uneaten food, so she was just swallowing stuff at one point. So she was swallowing pizza full, hamburgers, not chewing shit, ripped open.
Damn, so she was just like vacuuming
Yeah.
it, bro.
Crazy.
But I'm pretty sure even if you just drink too much water, you can die too.
Yeah, you can.
Like, you're just not supposed to have that much shit.
Yeah, I know. But they were telling me like this can is too much water. No, it's not.
I've been seeing a lot of comments of you guys asking what are black-eyed kids. There's not a lot that scares me, but I will admit, black-eyed kids, terrified. But I'm willing to make this video for you, and I hope that it's the last time that I have to. So there's a lot of different things that people think black-eyed kids are. Some people believe that they're aliens, other people believe that they are demons. Another word I don't want to say out loud. However, everyone has had similar encounters, whether you believe they're aliens or D-word or anything else. A lot of people who have encountered these things have explained that their entire eye is black. So there's like no white part, they're all black. They all feel a sense of like panic, anxiety, and dread. And for whatever reason, they always insist on coming into your house or even your car. The first ever reported encounter with these black-eyed children happened in Abilene, Texas in 1996. I vaguely remember the story, but I believe it was a reporter who was in his car and these two black-eyed children insisting on getting into his car. Luckily, he got away, but to be honest with you, every story that I have read have never let these black-eyed children into their home, except for yesterday when I was trying to get more information. I happened to come across a story of these people letting them in. I'm about to read that to you right now. In a snowy town within the middle of nowhere of Vermont, an elderly couple heard the sound of 3 loud knocks on their door. They opened the door and saw 2 children, a boy and a girl. Parents will be here soon, may we come in? The children did not make eye contact and just stood there in the doorway. The elderly couple were hesitant, but after a while they let the boy and girl inside. The kids settled on the couch while the wife made some hot cocoa and husband asked them questions that went unanswered. The wife returned and noticed her cat was scared and angry with the children. May we please use your restroom? The wife looked at the kids and she finally saw them. The children's eyes were as black as the starless universe. She directed them to the bathroom and returned to her husband, who was covering his face with his hands. Did you see their eyes? The husband then shows her his hand full of blood from a nosebleed. The power suddenly went out and the house turned as dark as the kids' eyes. The wife headed to the restroom and was confronted by the voice of the kids at the end of the hall uttering, "Our parents are here." Oh, I got chills. The kids then exited the house, leaving the door wide open. The wife then noticed that there were two men at the end of the driveway. The men were very tall and slender. The wife waved but did not receive the same friendly gesture. The two men and children then drove away together in one car. The power then came back on a little later after the kids left. Throughout the next week, weird things happened in the house. 3 out of 4 cats went missing and the 4th had been found dead in the pool of its own blood. The husband continued to have nosebleeds and finally went to the doctor where he was diagnosed with very aggressive skin cancer. And if you're thinking you're safe because you are not in the United States, think again because there have been reports of these black-eyed children in the UK. There is another story that I will never ever get over, and it's about this guy who challenged the black-eyed children. And of course, because I love you so much, I'm gonna go ahead and read that story for you. Don't go looking for the black-eyed kids. So black-eyed kids, the mere idea of them terrifies me. It didn't used to. In fact, I didn't understand what the big deal was. I don't know why. I mean, I read the online stories and articles about BEKs, just like everyone else, but I didn't have that visceral reaction so many other people did when reading about them. So I embarked on a quest. I'd show people how unscary these things were, whatever they were. Who knew if black-eyed kids were a real thing? I'm the kind of person who needs to see it for myself. I began doing a lot of research online. I looked at the paranormal sites. I watched scary videos on YouTube about black-eyed kids, and from everything I've gathered, they found you. You don't find them. And it seemed like it was pretty much just by chance if they did find you. So what was I to do? I came up with a plan. I began putting up an anonymous ad on Craigslist. It read, "Black-eyed kids, I am not afraid of you. I want to meet you 9 p.m. Wednesday, the park bench on the corner of 3rd and Washington. Show me why I'm wrong and I should be afraid." The bench was only like a block from my apartment, so every Wednesday I would walk down there and see if anyone or anything came by. I usually wouldn't sit there, I'd stand back and watch. I'm not stupid. I may not be afraid of black-eyed kids, but I know the internet can attract some nuts, and it did. Occasionally, nothing exciting enough to write about, a couple pervs and some teenage kids joking around. So this went on for 6 months, and then I stopped posting the ad. The week I stopped, I got a knock on my door. I was sitting on my couch and it was a little after 9 p.m. I don't know how to explain it, but the second I heard the knock, my skin went ice cold. I didn't need to get up. I knew who it was, and much to my surprise, I was terrified already. I was wrong about not being afraid of black-eyed kids. The fear is on a different level, an instinctual level, primal level. But still, I managed to get up and open the door. And yep, there was a kid, about 9 years old, olive skin, dark hair, solid black eyes, staring up at me. "Can I come in?" he said. I was speechless. After what seemed like an eternity, I responded with a no, and I began closing the door. "We missed you at the park tonight," the boy said, and I stopped closing the door. I looked at him, my mind racing. They've been watching me. The boy smiled up at me. It took everything I had to make my arm move again, pushing the door closed and locking it. As soon as I shut the door, I gasped for air. I hadn't been breathing. I sat back against the wall, facing the closed door. Knock, knock, knock. He was still there. I waited. Nothing. It took me at least an hour to move from that spot, staring at the door. I didn't sleep that night or the next night. Eventually, I collapsed with exhaustion at my desk at work, only to be awakened minutes later by a nightmare memory of the boy. It has been 6 months. I can't explain the fear that washes over your body when you see the eyes on these kids, and the state of your mind, the way your body wants to listen to what they're telling you, what they're asking. I thought if I told you my story, it would help me get over what happened and warn others. I'm positive these kids are evil, and the people they meet who can't resist whatever power they wield, I don't know we will ever hear from those people. I now avoid the corner park bench with everything I have, and I don't tell anyone why. People think I'm crazy sometimes, walking 3 blocks out of the way just to make sure I don't go near it, but you'd be the same way if you went through what I did. Black-eyed kids are nothing to be messed with. So these are just a few facts about black-eyed children that people have gathered. Black-eyed kids will look like normal human children between the age of 6 and 16, but with pale skin and completely black eyes. Black-eyed kids will always ask for something. It is always something that involves being in close quarters with you. They will ask for a ride in your vehicle or to enter your home to use the phone. Theories about the black-eyed kids are that they are vampires, aliens, or of demonic origin. I do have a lot of stories of people who have encountered these black-eyed kids, so if you want to hear those, let me know. I really hope no one here encounters these black-eyed children. Please stay safe out there. Or maybe you have encountered them? Let us know in the comments.
What is the best tattoo in a movie? The Mike Tyson tattoo that was featured in the Hangover 2 movie. For those of you who don't know the backstory, in 2011, the tattoo artist who designed and tattooed Mike Tyson's famous face tattoo decided to sue Warner Brothers for using the tattoo that was on Mike Tyson on one of their main characters. If you want me to cover this story in more detail, make sure to share this video. Aquaman. Easily one of the cleanest and best tattoo designs in a movie of all time. The Aquaman hair and makeup team actually took one of Jason Momoa's real life tattoos and decided to incorporate that into what was about to become the Aquaman full body tattoo design that we ended up seeing on screen.
But, you know, this was modeled off of Zack Snyder saw this and he wanted to put it everywhere. And so, yes, every morning,
Get out of it.
See?
we put them on every morning.
When asked about it in a Q&A, Jason went in to explain the meaning behind the tattoo. He went on to explain that it's supposed to take the darkness out of your heart and bring the light in.
ऐसे ही वो दोनों आगे बढ़ते गए और अब वो काफी दूर आ चुके थे। वो कैंपिंग के लिए एक जगह तलाश कर रहे थे तो इतने में चलते चलते राहुल की नजर एक दरख्त पर पड़ी और जो निशान नितिन ने उस दरख्त पर बनाया था अब वो निशान उसको अपने आसपास के दरख्त पर भी नजर आ रहे थे। तभी राहुल नितिन को कहने लगा कि जो निशान तुमने पीछे बनाया है क्रॉस का, वैसे ही काफी निशान इन दरख्तों पर भी हैं। ऐसा लगता है कि हमसे पहले आने वाले लोगों ने भी यही निशान इस्तेमाल किया था। फिर वो नितिन को कहता है कि तुम कोई ऐसा निशान बनाओ दरख्त पर जो बस हमें पता हो और हम इस निशान को देखकर ही अपना वापसी का रास्ता ढूंढें। नितिन भी राहुल की बात से इत्तेफाक करता है और कहता है कि हाँ तुम ठीक कह रहे हो, अगर हम क्रॉस के निशान का पीछा करेंगे तो पता नहीं कहाँ भटक जाएंगे इस जंगल में। ये कहकर नितिन चाकू से उस दरख्त पर एक अलग किस्म का निशान बना देता है। वो लोग फिर से उस जंगल के अंदर जाने लगते हैं। कुछ देर चलने के बाद नितिन की नजर एक दरख्त पर पड़ती है। उसे उस दरख्त पर वही निशान मिलता है जो वो अभी पीछे बना कर आया था। राहुल और नितिन दोनों ये देखकर हैरान हो जाते हैं और राहुल नितिन से कहने लगता है कि ये निशान इस जगह पर कैसे आया। इस निशान के बारे में तो हम दोनों के अलावा किसी और को नहीं पता था, तो कोई और ये निशान इस दरख्त पर कैसे बना सकता है। नितिन के पास राहुल की बात का कोई जवाब नहीं था। वो ऐसे ही हैरानी में उस जगह खड़ा था और बस उस दरख्त की तरफ देख रहा था। तभी नितिन ने राहुल को कहा कि शायद कोई हमारे साथ मजाक कर रहा है, हमें इस चीज पर ध्यान नहीं देना चाहिए और अपने कैंप के लिए जगह ढूंढनी चाहिए। नितिन राहुल को चलने का कहता है और वो दोनों उस जगह से आगे निकलते हैं। वो दोनों अब जंगल के बहुत अंदर तक आ चुके थे। वो लोग बहुत देर से चल रहे थे और अब प्यास की शिद्दत इन पर भारी पड़ रही थी। जो पानी की बोतल ये लोग ढाबे से अपने साथ लाए थे वो इन्होंने अपनी ट्रैकिंग के शुरू में ही खत्म कर दी थी और अब ये दोनों जंगल में पानी की तलाश में निकल पड़े। ये लोग 2 घंटे तक जंगल में पानी की तलाश में घूमते रहे लेकिन इन लोगों को वहाँ कुछ भी नहीं मिला। ये दोनों थक कर एक दरख्त के साथ टेक लगाकर बैठ गए। इन दोनों के दिमाग में यही चल रहा था कि काश हम बाकी दोस्तों की मानकर डाउनहिल आने के बजाय आगे की तरफ चले जाते तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता। लेकिन अब बहुत देर हो चुकी थी और इन लोगों को यह तक मालूम नहीं था कि ये लोग इस जंगल से बाहर कैसे निकलेंगे। ये लोग इसी सोच में बैठे थे कि अचानक नितिन को एक आवाज आई जैसे कोई उसका नाम ले रहा हो। नितिन ने जब गौर किया उस आवाज पर तो उससे वो आवाज अपने दोस्त की लगी जो डाउनहिल से आगे चले गए थे। नितिन ने राहुल को उस आवाज के बारे में बताया तो वो दोनों अपनी जगह से उठकर जंगल में अपने दोस्त को आवाज देने लगे और बताने लगे कि हम यहाँ हैं। उन्हें ऐसा लग रहा था कि उनके दोस्त डाउनहिल से आगे नहीं गए बल्कि वो लोग उन्हें अपने साथ वापस लेने आए हैं। लेकिन क्या सच में ऐसा था? क्या आपको उस ड्राइवर की बात याद है जिसने राहुल और नितिन को डाउनहिल पर उतारा था? उसने जाते वक्त उनसे क्या कहा था? उसने कहा था कि सर मैं आपको यहाँ पर छोड़ तो रहा हूँ लेकिन कुछ बातें आपको बता देता हूँ कि जंगल में अगर आपको कोई इंसान नजर आए तो उसके पीछे मत जाना और अगर आपका कोई नाम लेकर बुलाए तो उस आवाज का जवाब मत देना और ना ही उस आवाज की तरफ जाना। लेकिन नितिन और राहुल बहुत थक चुके थे और वो इस जंगल से किसी भी तरह बाहर निकलना चाहते थे तो उन्होंने उस आवाज को अपने दोस्त की आवाज समझकर ऊंची आवाज में उसका जवाब दे दिया और ये भी बता दिया कि हम किस जगह हैं। अब जो चीज नितिन और राहुल की तरफ आ रही थी, क्या वो सच में उनके दोस्त थे या फिर इस ड्राइवर की कही हुई बात सच साबित होने लगी थी और इस जंगल में रहने वाले जिन्नात अब इन 2 दोस्तों की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। आगे इन दोस्तों के साथ क्या होगा? क्या वो इस जंगल से बाहर निकल पाएंगे? जानने के लिए आपको थोड़ा इंतजार करना पड़ेगा। इस वीडियो का पार्ट 2 बहुत जल्द अपलोड होगा।
और अगर आपको हमारी स्टोरीज इंटरेस्टिंग लगती हैं तो चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन पे भी क्लिक करें। इससे आपको हमारी आने वाली सभी वीडियोस के नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाया करेंगे।
So I don't think that any cryptids like skinwalkers exist, so I traveled to the middle of Arizona at night to stay the night outside of a skinwalker hut and started to hear some really bizarre noises in the distance.
Hello?
I'm about 80% sure that was probably just an elk, but you can't be too sure because skinwalkers can, well, shapeshift, and I've taunted them a lot out here. While I was in the forest, I got that overwhelming feeling of being watched, and I kept noticing there was an owl following me, which is really creepy because some people say that owls are eyes for skinwalkers, but I don't believe that. I decided to venture around the forest for a good amount of time, and then decided to go back to the skinwalker hut one last time before I went to bed and blow the Aztec death whistle. I've never stayed the night at somewhere with such a haunting backstory, especially by myself. This hut is absolutely just the most terrifying thing I've ever seen, and honestly, staying outside seems like a terrible idea, so yep, you guessed it, I went back to my car and decided it was time to set up for the night. The thing is I'm really far out here completely by myself. Like, there is no campers, there is literally no one around me. It's just me, myself, and I, so if something goes wrong, well, we're gonna have to figure it out.
So at nighttime, I'm hearing weird things outside the car. I'm gonna do my absolute best to fall asleep, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I wake up in the morning. See what happens? I'll see you in the morning.
I live in a big city and it's 11:52 here as I type this. I had just got home from The Conjuring, scary shit, I'm telling ya. I was lurking on R Creepy and heard a knock on the door. Oh my god. As I approached the door, I felt pure terror. The feeling you get when you feel like death is imminent or you're facing your biggest fear. When I opened the door, I was shaking madly. I was staring into the face of a 6'3" teenage girl. She was still 4 inches shorter than me, but it felt like I was about to faint. She asked if she could enter the premises because her mom had left town and she lost her keys. She claimed she needed a couch to sleep on and it was cold. I blinked and screamed bloody murder, slamming the door in her face. I ran to my room and grabbed my revolver. Yeah, illegal, I know. Oh, God. And I sat in the recliner facing the door until I dozed off. When I woke up, I looked outside and she was gone, but the word soon was scratched weakly into my door. Why did I just get chills? Oh my god. Time to move out. I think I'm gonna take a little break from reading black-eyed children's stories. Thank you.
Did you know Beetlejuice was the first DVD sent to a customer by Netflix back when they were a DVD rental service? Now you do.
I kiss you? Okay. You are very handsome and looking good. Are you married?
No, and you?
No.
Autograph?
I like this. You can.
Which one you? But it's connected actually.
Oh.
Everything is connected. I can.
Give me one.
But what do you give me then?
Oh.
What do you have then? Our towel. I have at home already towel. Money.
20.
I need more than 20. I need 40.
You know Sri Lankan money.
I know Sri Lankan money.
No. This I
what is this?
Play card.
Buddhist civilization.
Yes.
Wow, that's cute. And what can I do? It's an art house. It's an art house, huh?
Classroom?
This is your classroom. Okay.
Art house.
Okay. But I think I cannot give you this one because then otherwise I look naked when this is removed. Which one you want? Because it's connected.
Oh no.
Everything is connected, yeah. If I have more, I can give you maybe.
I like this.
Yeah, me too, but it's old already. This is really old. This is from 2019. 2019 and 20 and yeah, cute like you.
I like you.
Why you like me?
No.
You are married?
No.
No? Okay, nice. Then we can marry tonight. Then I give you even all of these things here.
Okay. I'm not clever English.
You're really good in English. You're really good in English. How many languages you speak? Sinhalese?
Sinhala,
Tamil?
Tamil, English.
English pretty good. Where did you learn Tamil in school as well?
I know these languages are not clever English.
I understand you perfectly. And you speak the language of kissing as well. It's also a good language. I like it.
I very like you. You are very free man. You are very friendly. You are very honest.
Honest?
Yes.
Why I'm honest?
I I know, but I feel it.
You feel it?
I can't forget me. You can't forget me.
If you see a person that has a biologically impossible characteristic, run away and hide.
Guys, I didn't think it was even remotely possible for me to be even more excited about Terrifier 3. That is until today when it was revealed at Silver Scream Con that Ice Nine Kills, out of all bands, is providing the song and music video for Terrifier 3. Yeah, the lead singer from Ice Nine Kills, Spencer, announced it today. Take a look.
We are doing the official song and music video for Terrifier 3.
Now, of course, when this news was broken to me by my mutuals on this app, I reacted accordingly. I mean, for crying out loud. Literally, Art the Clown and Spencer from Ice Nine are chilling on my wall of infamy. Like, oh. Just looking at this picture, this collaboration was a match made in heaven. Look, it's no secret that I'm a massive fan for what they are of the Terrifier series, and Ice Nine Kills really came into their own commercially and artistically with the Silver Scream album. So with that information, the addition of the popcorn bucket, the Call of Duty collaboration, and the fact that you can just straight up call Art the Clown and he will give you a message in Morse code using his horn. I'm just so freaking stoked for this movie.
This was the most evil man ever. During the 1960s, there was a real estate agent named Phil E. Cheese, who was a local celebrity in the Rhode Island area. He was all over the place with billboards and commercials advertising himself. But Phil had one big secret. It was that he wasn't actually a real estate agent. It was a decoy to lure his victims into his own home. He was getting away with it for years, until he met a newlywed couple named Mick and Crystal Beth. On October 18, 1966, they had a scheduled house visit with Phil, but they had no idea they were walking into a life-changing moment. When they entered the home, the Beths got a strange feeling about the home because of how outdated and dirty it was. They quickly realized they weren't interested, but carried on to be polite. At the end of the showing, Phil said, "There is one last thing I want to show y'all." So he took them down to the basement. When they both reached the bottom, he locked it, and they both heard a voice from behind say, "It's too bad I have to do this, I really liked y'all." But as soon as Phil took his first step down, he missed it and fell all the way to the bottom and practically looked like a pretzel after the fall. Mick and Beth were then able to grab the key and escape and get help from the police. When authorities investigated Phil's basement, they were stunned at what was in it, and a few officers even retired after what they saw. On the other hand, Phil was rushed to the hospital but passed shortly before arrival.
Taekwondo is a dying sport for a reason.
Why?
Oh, have you
did not know this.
Yeah,
no.
so back then Taekwondo was like, you get knocked out. Like my master would show up to tournaments, so they were called like the headbang gang.
Yeah.
Right? And they would literally, that gang would show up to tournaments.
KOs.
And KOs only.
Ooh, that's clean.
And like now, if
Yeah.
you see it, tournaments are scored on points. So even the littlest like tap, they'll score 1-3 points.
Oh, I see.
So that's why it's like people are
and
not
that's
putting,
the Olympic version,
yeah,
right?
So if you want to toughen your kid, you're not gonna go to Taekwondo. You would rather go to karate because karate is actually punching, like in the chest and stuff. This one we have literally armored.
True.
But
That's so true.
Yeah, but when that's why I asked, because back then every day was a sparring day. That's why back then it was prime days of Taekwondo. Like you would go there, you would go to other clubs and you would fight to knock out other people to show why your club was the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I actually didn't.
And it was scary going to other clubs because I faced Olympians and stuff like that. It was scary as fuck. My master was like, if you go hard, they're gonna go even harder. So watch how you kick them. Like I would get warned.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were fighting older people too?
I was fighting, I was fighting older people too. But it's just a dying sport, fam. I might have to switch to Muay Thai.
Switch to Muay Thai, bro. Switch to Muay Thai, fam. Like, honestly, I think Muay Thai is hands down the best you could do. The best, like, you have grappling in there, striking
It's
is
a lot of everything.
S tier striking. The only thing you don't have is wrestling, but you can just take wrestling. Have you ever heard the wedding theory? Why we have a best man?
No.
You never heard that? So back in medieval times, when somebody would get married, if there's an opposing country or opposing like kingdom that doesn't like them, they would send people to go after a wedding and steal the bride. That was a common thing. The Middle Ages were just fucked up like that.
Yeah.
Now, since they knew somebody's having a wedding and they're gonna send the ops to come take the bride.
Yeah.
So all the groomsmen, they had to be on timing
to protect
them. There was one person and his title was the best swordsman.
Oh, and that would be like the number one.
And he would always stand right beside the groom whenever the wedding was happening, the whole ritual and ceremony. But over time, obviously, less and less of that happened, and the best swordsman became the best man.
Oh, okay. So it was just like your protector.
Now check this out. The reason all of the bridesmaids wear the same dress is for the same reason of people coming and trying to take the bride. Because if they're all wearing the same dress, they don't know who the fuck is the real bride.
Wait, no, but the bride doesn't wear the same. Yeah.
Not back in the day.
There's another theory where the richest people in the world have the worst handwriting.
Oh,
Do you know
I heard about this.
Yeah, so Kanye, whenever he releases his album,
his track list,
it's so shit.
Yo!
Drake too, Elon Musk, they all have shit handwriting.
Damn, take it a step further, every single doctor has bad handwriting.
Bro,
it's literally chicken scratch.
Bro, tell me why my doctor hands me my symptoms and I can't know what the fuck are the symptoms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because maybe those really, really powerful people, those people with a special genius in their brain.
Yeah, you know why though? Yeah, it's because their brain is moving too fast for their hand to write.
Damn. I think that's why I have bad handwriting.
I have shit handwriting. I was gonna say you have shit handwriting.
I know, it looks like a kid.
Yeah. The fortunes are coming your way, my friend.
Sometimes I try to write really neat, but it ends up looking like grade 2 writing too. Because I'm writing like super like big and bubbly.
Bro, I think the more you focus, the more shit it comes out.
I think so too. I think so too. It's more like when you flow it.
It looks like cursive.
I hate to use it, but like Kanye West.
Did you see what they did with him now?
Yeah, yo, that's crazy.
The doctor that he was supposedly with got him addicted to whippets.
No, it's not whippets. It's nitrous oxide.
Oh, yeah, nitrous oxide. So he can never
dentist, he's a dentist.
Yeah, but did you see the dentist? He has tats on his shit. Like that's not a dentist. That's not a dentist. No, fam, that's not a dentist. He's big and he has tattoos everywhere. Fam, that's a ploy to get Kanye out of there.
So what happened was there's this guy who's really close to Kanye, almost like one of his closest friends, and he went out to the FBI and all of these pretty much the authorities to tell that this dentist purposely got Kanye addicted to nitrous oxide so that they can take advantage of it.
Look, this is what the guy looks like.
That's it?
Yeah, bro.
We don't want to judge books by,
Come on, bro. This is a guy from Cartel, bro.
I mean, like, this is tats. I have tats too. Yeah. I wouldn't discriminate, like, dentists with tattoos. But what happened is still fucked up. And that's been happening to a lot of celebrities, is because even somebody that's just really busy in their life, if you just do a little bit of this where they're not looking, because their attention's somewhere else.
Heaven is 7 years and 7 months old, but she looks closer to 5 because of how tiny she is. And the healers could just take one look at Heaven and they knew there is no healing to be done. This little girl is already dead. Heaven's mom was told that her little girl had fallen from a wooden bar that she was swinging off of because kids like to do what kids do, things that could potentially hurt them. There was no adult around directly supervising. She got hurt and she passed away. It's a freak accident, if you will. But as Heaven's mom, a nurse, is sitting in through this autopsy, she knows that they're all lying to her. Every single one of them, every single one of her neighbors, every single one of the adults, every single one of the people she trusted with her kids, she doesn't believe a single word out of their mouths. If she fell from a wooden bar swing, would she have fractured bones? Yes. Would she have a broken bone? Probably. Would she have fractures to her skull if it killed her from the fall? But instead, she has these strange cuts that are all over her body that are almost too identical in depth and length, like someone had done it themselves. There's only one single droplet of blood on her. It is very clear from the get-go that Heaven did not pass from a fall. She has extensive injuries. Her cause of death appears to be strangulation. There are finger markings around her neck, embedded in her neck. You can almost see someone's handprint. The muscles around her private areas were all torn. You cannot explain that from a fall. There is extensive physical trauma to her private parts. Had she not been strangled to death, she likely would have died from her injuries to her private parts. In an interview with her mother, she describes the true condition of her daughter's body. She states that the tearing on her daughter's private parts were so bad to the extent that, quote, only her spinal cord is visible and her uterus cannot be seen.
ታኑና ተኝታ ስክሪን ሁለቱን የተጠቀመው አየው ማህፀኗ ጀርባችን ያለው አጥንት ስጋ ብቻ ነው የሚታየው አየው ማህፀኗ የለም ፍንዲጣዋን ተመሳሳይ ደም ለብሷን ዙሪያው በሙሉ ልጄ ግድያ ብቻ አይደለም የተፈጸመባት ግድያ ብቻ አይደለም በአሰቃቂ ሁኔታ ደፍሮ እንዳትጮህበት የሱ አስነዋሪ አጸያፊ ነውር በአደባባይ እንዳይታይ እንዳይሰማበት አፋን ባሽዋ ሞላ ልጄ ስንት መስዋዕት ከፍዬ ያሳደግ ልጄ ደረሰችልኝ ብዬ በጉጉት አይኔኗን ያየው ጓደኛዬን አደረስ ልጄ ለሰለበር ነው ዛሬ ነኝ በሽተኛው ያለው ለዛውም ስንት ግፍ ስንት ማስፈራሪያ እየደረሰብኝ
Heaven is described as being a very small 7-year-old, about the size of a kindergartner. They're typically not even 4 feet tall yet at this point. Who would do something like that to this tiny little girl?
You guys heard of the Coral Castle?
It sounds happy, though.
It does sound happy. It's not scary, but it's weird, and it's fascinating, and it's in Florida.
Florida!
Okay, so get this. This was in the 20s, right? 1920s, and his name was Edward Lead Scallion. But this dude lived by himself, had 10 acres, and basically built a castle all out of coral stones. He would only work at night with no one watching, and he would move these giant blocks of stone by himself. And the heaviest stone weighs 28 tons.
What? No, he did not. No, he did not.
Yes, he did. When asked, like, how are you able to achieve this, moving these giant stones, stacking them on each other, all by yourself, he said, I've learned the secrets of the pyramids. He just learned leverage, but people are like saying that he figured out this like ancient wisdom of like gravity and magnetic forces to move these giant blocks.
Yeah.
But it's 10 acres.
It sounds like something Disney would name like a restaurant in Finding Nemo. Oh, I'm going to head down to the Coral Castle, guys.
This is a real field trip we can go on.
Should we do a podcast outside the Coral Castle?
This reaction is what caused this case to go viral. It's a bit of a creepy smile. She's showing all of her teeth, and then she responds, and when she's talking, it's kind of like she can't wipe the smile off her face.
Awake the whole time?
No, he was sleeping.
When?
The whole time.
The whole time you babysat him?
Well, no, I mean, like, after he got there, he was up for, like, a couple hours, and then...
That's her reaction to baby Benson's death.
Like she wanted to laugh.
Yeah, and when she starts talking, her face briefly betrays her, and it looks like her lips are going up in a smile, and she scrunches her face up and goes, why is he dead? Why is he dead? Not, what do you mean? Wait, that doesn't make sense. How is he dead? What happened? Why is he dead?
Why is he dead?
We were hoping that you could shed some light on that.
I don't know.
Marissa?
She sniffles, but her face turns more into a smile. And if you just screenshot this part of the interrogation and you take a picture of Marissa, you take it onto the street and you ask people, hi, what emotion does this woman have? They would say carefree, happy, someone who just was told a joke. Her smile lines are out. She's literally smiling. And it's not like this uncomfortable smile either. It's like a genuine smile. Then she opens her mouth with her lips still upturned in that creepy smile. And she squeezes her eyes closed like a 10-year-old and starts making a strange crying noise.
And I need you to tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I think the best way to describe what she looks like is Gollum from the Lord of the Rings